Okay, so today we're going to talk about 6 ways that you can give your host the best experience possible at their party. So a lot of times when someone agrees to host a party, they have nerves, they have questions. They're like, oh, I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. Or maybe they don't have that feeling if they know you and they've done parties with you before and they've been to your parties. But you need to go out assuming that they're like, you know, allowing this experience to happen, because if you think about it, they're really putting themselves out on a limb. They're inviting their friends. They're, you know, there's a lot that goes into this. They're putting time into this. They're putting mental energy into this. So there is a cost to hosts who book a party. So we want to make sure that their experience at their party is well worth what they put into it. So there's 6 really easy ways that you can give your host the best experience so that they are so glad that they did a party with you, and so that they would recommend you to their friends and book with you again. Okay, so make them feel appreciated is tip number 1. Make them the queen of the party. You don't have 25 parties that month. You have 1 party that month with that particular host. And the reason I say this is sometimes we get too many shows on our calendar, and we have so many people that we're working with that we forget that we're the only one they're working with. And if they feel like they're just 1 in a million, like there's a number or just 1 of the 50 people we're working with that month, they are not going to feel special, and we don't want that to happen. We want them to feel as though this is the only show you had and you put everything into it that you could, and they are special, right? So you need to make them feel appreciated. Ways you can do this: I love to send a thank you note before the show, like when they book the show. Don't send a thank you note after the show. If you're gonna send one after the show, send a second one, right? So you wanna send a thank you note before the party. Thank you so much for hosting a party with me. I really wanna help you have an amazing party. I want your friends to have a great time. This means so much to me because I'm a stay-at-home mom, XYZ, right? And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, and send it handwritten. Handwritten. And you can copy the handwritten notes onto like stationery. That's another thing that we can talk about. But handwritten notes, send it in the mail so that when they get it, put it in a fun envelope so that when they get it and they're like, ooh, what's this I got in the mail? And they open it and it's you gushing over how much you appreciate them. What a great way to start off a relationship with your host. Like, can you imagine getting that in the mail? Can you imagine like, oh, I just agreed to do this party and all this stuff, and they send you a mail and they sprayed it with perfume. They put confetti. I'm not saying you have to do all that, but here's what I'm saying. Imagine what that would do for you and your experience with that consultant, and how that would set it apart from other experiences that you've had with consultants, and how that would impact how you move forward with that party. If you had to cancel, would you cancel or reschedule? If you, if that person then gives you steps to do, are you going to be like, no? Or are you going to be like, yeah, I will do anything you tell me to do, right? So those are the kinds of things that you can do. Thank them profusely. Thank them, all the time, right? Be annoying with how much you thank them. So just say, thank you so much for doing this again. I'm so excited to set this up for you. I'm really thrilled for your party. I'm excited. This is going to be fun, that kind of stuff. Everything that you send them host coaching wise should start with, this is going to be so much fun, right? Be a puppy dog. It's going to be great. Okay, so make them feel appreciated. So the other thing that you want to do is be simple but thorough with your host coaching. Friends, if you send her a laundry list of stuff to do for this party, they're not going to be happy. Do not be like, well, at 2 p.m. I want you to go live with 5 of your favorite products, but make sure, you know what I mean? You don't want to do any of this stuff. You want to keep it sweet, simple, and effective, right? So you want to give them that daily host post, maybe a step here or there, but other than that, your job is to make their job as easy as possible, because you promised them it would be fun and easy, right? So don't then burden them with all of these steps. So that also means giving them plenty of time to execute the invitations. Don't set up their group, and I've done this. I'm gonna say I have done this because I'm a procrastinator. That's just who I am. But you've got to stop this. You cannot have a party starting Monday and then message them Sunday and be like, our party starts tomorrow. I need you to invite 200 people and send them a private message and post on your wall and post on this. No, no. You need to give them ample time to fill this out, right? To do this process, because you do not want your host to feel overwhelmed at all. That is a bad feeling. You don't want your host to feel that way. You want her to feel like this is easy breezy. Oh, that's all I have to do. Wow, look at all those host rewards I got, and I only did this XYZ. That's what you want. You do not want her to be like, oh my gosh, I had to send all these people within a 2-hour window before the show started, and only 15 people showed up at first, and then some people trickled in, but then people were like, oh, what's going on? And then not very many people ordered because it would happen in a, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about those different experiences and what that means for your host and what experience that's going to give her or him, right? Okay, so it'd be simple yet thorough. And if you have a system, which we will talk about, if you have a system in place, this is going to be easy breezy. Easy breezy, right? Okay, cool. 3 kind of goes into, don't make them work so hard. Guys, our hosts have jobs and kids and their car's breaking down and they get sick. These things happen to them on a daily basis. These things happen to you on a daily basis. If you make this a challenging experience for them, guys, they're not going to book with you again. They're going to be like, okay, great, see you later, bye. They're not going to do it again. And I'm not saying not to ask them to do some things like post or share a fun experience or things like that. You can absolutely do that. But if you make this stressful or hard or challenging for them, then you are going to not give them a great experience. And I think I muddled these two together. The first, the be simple yet thorough with your host coaching. Don't nag them. Don't be messaging them like 10 times a day with like, hey, can you do this? And then later, can you do this? And then you message them 5 minutes later, hey, can you do that? And then message them an hour later, I just noticed that maybe we should have more people in the group. No, you got one a day. You get one a day to one task a day to give them, maybe 2, but do not be like tediously messaging them throughout the day. Unless it's like, oh my gosh, did you see we have $500 in sales already? That's fine. You can do that all day long, but nothing like, can you do this? And then can you do that? You know what I mean? Don't be like the kid who asks like for a snack all day long. Do we have those kids? I have those kids. Don't be that person, right? You want to be on the nose with your simple, well-executed host coaching tasks and make them simple. Okay, I probably should have just said that. Anyway. The fourth thing that you want to do is be a great communicator with your host. If you go missing and your host has to come find you, that's a problem. And we've all had this happen. Life happens. Life happens. It's okay if it happens, but you need to work really hard to make sure that your host never has to come to you. If your host is like, hey, how many orders have we had? No. She should already know, because she should know where the host dashboard is, which Pampered Chef created a great link. And if you've been host coaching well before the party and not just like a day before the party, she's already got this all down. She already knows where to find the party information. Or even if she knows where that is, I really like to say, did you know we have $100 in orders already? Oh my gosh, you already have an order. That's so great. Or if they don't have any orders yet, you might say, hey, listen, just want to let you know, we don't have any orders yet, but not to worry, because she might not have any orders and she might be thinking, oh dear Lord, this has been a total disaster. No. We know that happens. It happens. So you might say to her, hey girl, we don't have any orders yet, but not to worry. We're going to keep the interaction going and you're going to get lots of orders towards the end. So people just want to see the rest of the show before they place their order. Okay. Right? Because we don't want those thoughts to creep in our mind. Like, maybe I'm a terrible host. I'm terrible at this. I'm never going to do this again because I've done an awful job. We have no order. You don't want her having that thought, right? You want to be like, listen, girl, this is normal. We're going to get orders. It's going to be awesome, right? Right? So make sure that you're communicating with her daily and letting her know the status of her show, being encouraging, let her know that you're loving this experience and do that every day. So every day, this is what I do in the beginning of my day. I host coach. I go into all my parties and I message all 6 of my hosts or however many I have, and I'll say, hey, Stephanie, look we still have $500 in orders. You're doing awesome. Let's keep the energy up. Here's a great game you can post. And I think everything is going great, right? That's all you do. You send that every day. They're going to love it. Okay. So 5, give their guests a great experience. If they have invited 100 of their friends to come and witness the party that you are doing for them and it's stinky, they're going to be like, why did I do this? Right? Or if you're like badgering their friends, or like if you're weird, or I don't know, if you're doing anything like that where you're like cringy, all you need to do is think of what it would be like if you were on the receiving end of your content and think to yourself, is this something that someone would appreciate seeing? Here's a hint. Use marketing imagery, use the Dream Team templates, use personal photos of yourself smiling, and keep it positive and fun. It should be a mixture of games, tips, recipes, useful products. The useful products should be high-end, low-end, not low-end, but you know what I mean, like smaller, like under $40. So half like power tool products, half 40 and under. So split the difference, right? So those are things, and talk up and help people envision why they need to have this, how this is going to make their lives easier. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I went to this Pampered Chef party because now I know how to cut an onion with a knife. Those are the things that are going to give people a worthwhile experience. If you just throw up a bunch of weird grainy photos of products that are outdated and you're like, here's this product. No, you need to put some time and effort into the products. You also need to, like, if someone's in the thread says, hey, how much is this product? And you don't respond, not great, right? So just, this is not hard, guys, I promise. So take some time in the morning, right after you do your host coaching, go through the show and just make sure the guests are having a fabulous time, right? You're fun, you're positive, you're responding to comments, you're loving things, you're, oh my gosh, that is such a great tip. Thanks for sharing that. And things like that. That's going to make people be like, oh, this is a great consultant. She's so much fun. He's so much fun. Those are the things that make people have a great experience at your party, right? Okay. I think everyone, you're going to get this. You're going to be fine. Don't worry. Like, I hope I didn't make you feel like, oh, maybe my guests are having a horrible time. They're probably having a great time, especially if you're on the Dream Team and you're following our advice for doing parties. I'm sure that your guests are having a great time. Also, okay, and all this stuff does apply if you're doing in-home parties too. So I will talk about the different host coaching strategies for in-home versus virtual parties. So, but all of these things are the same tips, right? So giving your guests a great experience in an in-home party is really important. Really, really important that you're friendly and positive, and that you're clean and that you look good. I don't mean look like a salesman. I mean, you like threw deodorant on today and brushed your teeth. Like, don't look like you rolled out of bed to come to the party. Look nice and fun and smile the whole time. And don't be like, just like rushing around, right? Making everyone look stressed just looking at you. So that's part of giving a great experience. And also, don't be long. Don't post 50 times a day. Don't do a 2-week party. Don't tag everyone in every post. Save that for the good stuff. Don't be, you know what I mean? Don't do that kind of stuff. Short, sweet, everyone's busy. Come in with worthwhile information, fun, helpful, concise, but good, right? That's what we want. Leave them wanting more, right? If you throw it all on the table and you were long, if your presentation at the party was 5 hours long and they knew what they wanted to order in the first 10 minutes and the rest of the time they were sitting there politely like, yes, right? You don't want that. You want it to be short, sweet, good, helpful, and leave them wanting more. Because if these guests are like excited that you're finished or excited that the party's over, that's bad. And they're going to be like, yeah, I'm glad that you did the party. I got some stuff I wanted, but that host was kind of, or that consultant was kind of weird, right? Or it took too much time or whatever. So these are just things that you want to consider when you're doing a party. Okay, so customer care out the wazoo. This is really important. Okay, so your host has done everything that you've asked her to do. She has $200 to spend, and she has all these rewards to use, and she knows that she wants a blender, but she's like, okay, this is like, what do I get with all my stuff? You need to help her or him get the best order that they could possibly get. You need to take time to do this. Make sure that all of this work that host just did for you and all of the work that you just did doesn't get rushed in an order that they feel like was just thrown together, right? You need to help them with their host order is what I'm basically trying to say. Help them understand the rewards. Help them to choose things that are going to be meaningful in their kitchen. Do a little shopping consultation with them. Say, hey, let's take some time. Let's take 10 minutes and then we can go over the products that you're interested in and I can make sure that you're getting the best stuff for your kitchen. Best use of rewards. Oh my gosh, they're going to be overwhelmed with all of the things to choose. You need to help them with this. The other thing that you need to do is not forget about them after the party, okay? You need to say to them, hey, I'm so glad that you got your blender. Oh my gosh, you're gonna love making margaritas in that. What questions do you have about it? How can I help you get the most use out of it? And make sure that you're doing customer care with them. Check in with them. I like to check in with my hosts every other month, because I want to say to them, hey, I just want to make sure that you're still loving everything. Is there anything that you need help using? Things like that, because they're going to appreciate that you didn't just like do the show, whoop, bye, right? You don't want to do that, right? You want to be there with them to enjoy their products, make sure that they're using it the way that they envisioned it. You know how like when they're like talking about the air fryer and they're like, oh my gosh, I want the air fryer because I can make chicken nuggets for lunch, and then I can make rotisserie chicken for dinner, and I can make toast in the morning, and then those desserts, are you kidding? I'm so excited to get that. I want to host a party. If they have that in their mind, they host a party, they get the product, it sits on their counter and does nothing. That does no good for you, right? You don't want them saying things like, I hosted a party to get the air fryer, but I don't even use it, to their friends. Bad, right? So you want to make sure that you're checking in with your host and saying, hey, I was so excited to see you finally got the air fryer that we were so excited to get for you. How is that going? Are you using it? And what are you using it for? And let me send you some recipes I think would be perfect for your family. You need to be doing this because, again, this ties into how worthwhile an experience this was for them, right? So don't just leave them hanging whenever you, whenever you're done with their party and they've submitted their order and you're like, bye, I'll talk to you in 6 months whenever I want to do a party again. No, you gotta keep that relationship going. And then I kind of forgot to mention this in the customer care part, but it ties into customer care. So you need to give your host good customer care, and you need to tell your host that you're giving their guests good customer care. This kind of goes into giving their guests a great experience. So I do reach out to everyone after they get their products and make sure everything came perfectly and that they're loving everything and that they need their recipes. And then also when I do my full service checkout with people who've ordered, I do that text message of like the thank you for your order. You should see that in the bookings video, and I'll do a customer care video too. But let your host know that you're doing this. Hey, I just want to let you know that I am sending everyone who ordered a message just to thank them and see if they want any recipes. Let your host know that you're doing this, because they're going to be like, great, thank you so much for doing that for my people that I recommended you for, you know what I mean? And then also when I go to do that again, like once everyone gets their products, I'll send a message to the host saying something like, it looks like everyone got their stuff. I'm going to be checking in with everyone today just to make sure everything looks perfect. If you let your host know that, she's going to be like, yes, great. This consultant is making sure that my people are taken care of, and she's going to appreciate that. So I hope this was really helpful. If you don't do all this stuff perfectly, it's okay. But if you're doing all of these things, oh my gosh, your host is going to love doing a party with you, and your host is going to recommend you and book again. And your host would not dare do a party with anyone else after having such an amazing experience with you. She might even join your team, or he might even join your team, because if you've taken care of them this well as a host, of course you're going to take care of them this well when they join your team. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know what your favorite tip was, and let me know if you have any questions, and I would be happy to help. See you guys later. Bye.